Amazon device, or on my, yeah, Amazon stick, Fire Stick.
Your Fire Stick? Well, you know, one thing you could do is,
Fire Stick.
yeah, the Fire Stick. Wait, what are you running it on, Maggie?
Fire Stick.
On Fire Stick?
Silk browser. We downloaded on the Silk browser.
So you're able to
Internet.
download it as an APK file from US TV Now?
As a what file?
Well, the Android file. Oh, here it is. The Android installable files are called APK files, Android packet files. They're
Okay.
and I'm looking for it right now. I'm thinking maybe it's available on APK Pure, Fred. Because I imagine you're asking because you can't find it on the stick.
Well, I've tried several places to get the APK file, but nobody wants to give it to me.
TV. Now, I'm just doing my own search right now. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't see it here either. Maggie, do you remember when you set it up?
I'm thinking we went to the internet app on the Fire Stick and just typed in US TV Now.
Do you remember when that was?
Oh, no, it's been a while. We might have had to use the Silk browser. I don't remember, I'm sorry.
Yes, TV Now no longer. Huh. Fred, that's a very good question. I think deserves some follow-up, maybe throughout this week or next meeting, because it's just not popping out, is it?
No, it's not.
What's the website say when have you gone there looking for an app?
I don't remember at the moment.
I'm going to bring up the website right now and see what it says in those regards. And nobody else is using US TV Now. Go ahead, Judy.
Well, the tech, there's a guide to install US TV Now on Fire Stick.
Yeah,
it's under the techsafe.com.
The tech
Yeah.
what?
I just Googled it. I see the same thing.
Yeah,
How do you get it on Fire Stick? And it tells you.
right.
Latest 2020 tech. Guide to
Right.
install US TV Now on Fire Stick.
Right, except I
And it's
couldn't
no longer
figure
free.
it out.
Some of it used to be free, no more.
Is this okay? I see two of them now. But I would imagine they include get the APK. You know what?
Okay, the first thing it says you have to be signed up for it before you can install it.
Well, I think what I'm remembering is there's no longer an app.
There?
I wonder.
Yes, there is. In 2020, there was.
Yeah, it seems like at some point the app was pulled. Yeah, do you have an app or do you have a shortcut to the Silk browser? Because I bet that's what's going on. I'm remembering at some time in the past, there was this issue with Russ Penny's setup. and we were not able to use an app for US TV Now, and it was purely a web page through the web
Well,
browser.
if you look, so Scott, if you look at the App Store on Apple, there's a US TV. I don't know whether that's US TV Now or not, though.
Yeah, I don't think it is, but you know what? Here's what the logo you should be
Probably
looking
not.
for. You see this in the corner here? It's TV Now.
Well, there's a whole guide, I'm looking at it right now, how to install it on Fire Stick.
Yeah, that's what I've got up on my
It
screen
takes you
right
step
now.
by step with pictures.
And none of it is about using an app. It's all about
Oh.
using a web browser. So
Right.
what you're probably doing, Fred, is you're using the Silk browser and you're making a shortcut on your home page. So that when you click that, it takes you straight to the US TV Now webpage.
Fred, if you have good internet, there's one that's even better and it's free and it's called US TV Go.
Oh, that's the free
Okay.
one.
We can't get it to work on ours. Our internet is not good enough. It won't work for us. And it's totally
USTV
free
Go.
and it's got quite a selection.
Oh,
US TV Go.
I'll take a look at it.
Oh yeah, this is we've
I don't
talked
know whether
about that
the
one in
Silk
the past.
browser is available on Mac or not.
Well, if there is did you say there was an app on Mac? I can't find any references to it having an app any longer.
No.
Yeah, I think
No.
the only way to access it through a Fire Stick or another streaming device is using a web browser and signing in through the web browser with your account.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
So Fred, that
That's
would
how we do
explain
it.
why you can't find
Once
it.
you get it, I'd sure like to know if you have trouble with it like we did.
I'm going to add US.
First, go to ustv.com and sign up. And sign up for $15, I think, well, that's what we have. That's all we have. And then try to download it to your Fire Stick after you've signed up. And then let me know how it works.
You're muted, Fred.
Put that on next week's agenda.
So why would you use Fire Stick and not Roku?
Because I have a Fire Stick and I don't have a Roku
Oh, okay.
box
Those are
here.
great reasons.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm just making a quick note here. The only other thing in this document, Linda wanted to talk about surge protectors, but maybe we'll save that for when she's joined us. Well, outside of that, anybody do any Black Friday deals? Or Cyber Monday deals? Nothing that we need to know about?
Nope.
Nothing anybody wants to share?
Air,
There's a Roku for a 4K
air
for
fryers
30
were
bucks.
cheap.
Say that again, Fred?
Air fryers were cheap.
Ah. Yeah, did you buy one?
Did you buy one?
Yes. No,
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it yet. Are you having it delivered to Costa Rica?
No, I'm going home for, well, my grandson's birthday's 23rd of December.
Wow.
So I'll make his birthday and Christmas at home and bring a couple bags back. That's,
So you're
one of the-
going back to Costa Rica after Christmas?
yep.
Nice. All right, Cheryl, what are you showing us? That looks like a car stereo box. Telephone, fryer, air fryer. There we go. Who says Zoom conferences aren't as effective as real life meetings?
We bought ours at Walmart. We were given some gift cards from the casino. That was a November thing. We cashed in some of our points and gave them $25 worth of points. They gave us $50 gift cards for Walmart. So we were in there the other day and picked up a grill hot air fryer combo.
Well, have you gotten a chance to try it yet?
No, it's still in the box, and we've only are just unpacking in our house here. So yeah,
Great.
out on the deck
Well, we're
we have
gonna
a
want an
mesquite.
update after you start
smoker.
cooking with it.
Yeah, we'll see how it works. But closest thing we came to that. And my timeshare company just sent me a Cyber Monday special that I can book an exchange and cheaper today only. So
You almost want to just shut all this stuff off. You're like, everybody's trying to get me to buy something. I think I'll come back when nobody cares.
I've effectively done that. I don't look at any of those things. I don't care.
Well, I got to tell you, one of the reasons I'm so weak for topics is for most of the week, all that's been in the news is Black Friday specials, Cyber Monday sales. Get prepared, know what to buy. And there's nothing. I can't find virus news. I can't find tech problems that people have resolved.
Really? You can't find virus news?
Yeah, did you, I mean, not big deal stuff. There's, I mean, except for the
Omicron,
fact
or
that
what
we're
it's
all on
called?
the greatest security failure ever because of platforms
Oh,
like
that
Facebook.
kind of virus.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm in computer. Well, this is a computer club. Yeah. Anytime I search for virus now, it's the omnivirus, which I don't know. They're shutting
know
down travel
either.
again. Hey, I saw
No,
that.
no. They've just shut down travel from the southern Horn of Africa travel.
Right.
So
Right.
far.
Many countries have already done that. The United States did
Right,
it.
and
then-
Japan has shut down too.
Everything
Yeah,
in
everything.
Japan, yeah. And I think Israel might have too.
So I'm on my way north tomorrow to get my booster on Thursday morning and then back.
Oh, all right.
So
Great.
I'm looking at it.
We have had our records changed from one province to another, so now we're in the process of trying to qualify in this, 5 provinces away for a booster.
or you could just go across to the US and get it.
Well, we're about 150, well, at least 100 miles from the United States here where we are. So,
Well, geez, I'm 250 miles from the border.
well, that's
And
right.
I'm going.
That's right. And they're Canadian roads, so pretty good. So far, not covered with snow.
Leaving in the morning and be back Thursday afternoon. So,
So, Judy,
Feel
is that the
safe.
main reason for your trip?
it's the only reason.
No Cyber Monday deals while you're up there?
I will go to the Dollar Tree, and I'll go to Walmart and to Home Depot.
Well, when you're at Home Depot, maybe we should talk. Contact
No,
later.
you just came down.
But we didn't bring any logs, and we have a little place we want to burn some, so.
Well, they
Wait.
have mesquite everywhere down here.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say you can get the, what do they call it, leña,
Uh-huh.
at Oxo's, and it seems like Santa Rosa keeps stacks of it.
Well, and across the street from Santa Rosa, they were selling it by the little case, the little milk carton case, you know,
I
thing.
need to print off that Christmas letter, which is on that computer. Can you minimize that for 1 minute? So I can just hit print and then go back on?
Yeah.
Let her print, Jim. Print, 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 print. So the irony of my Sonos rant is that I'm looking through a Google News list of topics, and I've found one that isn't the sales that you can buy, and it's a Sonos article saying Sonos may be working on a mini subwoofer. Could soon announce a smaller, more affordable subwoofer. But I don't see anything else except Cyber Monday deals that are still going on today.
I got 2 comments for you, Scott.
Go ahead, sir.
I just wondered, how many hours did you waste on your Sonos speakers? Just give me a figure.
You mean so far?
Oh, so far, yes.
So far, because who knows by the time I'm done with this. But easily 3-4 hours of studying and learning and basically verifying the things I wanted to do with them, I couldn't do.
Scott, I only wanted a figure. I didn't mean to start you up again.
Okay.
But
okay, but
but
it still stands firm. Don't buy these products. They're way too expensive for what they're doing. I'm a firm believer in good enough. I believe we live in a good enough world.
Sonos, it's got a negative review from our
Anyway,
neighbor, that should be it.
I have a review of tequilas.
Oh,
Oh,
excellent.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
We had breakfast at Tequila's. The chilaquiles are still the best in the world.
Yes, they are.
Cheryl's bacon and eggs, she claims, are the best she's had in a long time. Their internet, I did a speed test on their internet, and it was over 200 megabits per second.
Oh, nice.
But if you sit outside, there is no internet.
Well, and what was the last thing? Maybe that was it.
The
I had
Tequila's
breakfast there. I was
report.
the only person there.
Yeah, we were the only people in the place. So I guess that's my review.
So how are Caesar and Sylvie?
Caesar is the only one out front working.
Mm-hmm.
Sylvie wasn't around. He says his family is all good. No problems, which is good to hear.
Hey, Bill, where is it? You're staying now?
Yes.
Where are we?
Yeah.
We're right here.
Okay. Well, do you have an address or?
Oh, no, we don't. We're not putting it out. We got to keep certain people away from us, you know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what
Nice
the address
view.
is. It is. It isn't.
It's number 90, Loma Bonita.
And we have
Via Hermosa.
really sketchy neighbors here. We talked to last night. They look like party animals to me. They're Simpsons. They're Simpsons.
They were out late.
Yeah.
Does
Right
everybody
now,
have our next meet code? I did not bother to drop a
Yes.
link to our document into our chat. And I do see that we're on a countdown now. How much time do we
Yeah,
have
we're
left?
on the 8-minute countdown or 7-minute countdown.
7 minutes to go. The 7-minute call. I'm dropping the document link into the chat now, just for posterity.
Oh, good. Okay.
Is there any troubleshooting we need to look at today? Anybody have something they're trying to work out? Jim, did you get your Garmin?
No, I'm still waiting.
Still waiting for it?
Whoops.
You guys, I haven't talked too much about my solar panel project, but it's sitting ready to go. I've been waiting for weeks for the electric company to come give me my new meter.
Great.
It's great, but it's a little frustrating too, because we have all this invested in this hardware, and we basically can't even flip the switch on it. I've been told by Marco Cruz that if we were to turn it on and actually let it produce electricity without the meter, then it might actually appear as double charged on the electric bill. That it wouldn't make allowances for it feeding it into the meter. It would just see it as more usage. And
So he can't pull strings and get them out there?
No, he says I'm been approved. I'm just waiting for the meter. He told me at the start of the project that the approval and meter installation project or process takes from 3 to 6 weeks.
And how long has it been?
We're going into the 4th week.
Oh, well, be patient.
Yeah, that's. You can't see me.
Patience is a virtue.
Let me put myself on camera. I didn't realize I am being patient. I'm being as patient as I can. At the same time, we just got another outrageous electric bill. Like, please.
You know the reward of patience.
So patience is a virtue. Have it if you can. Seldom in a woman, never in a man. Just ask my husband.
All right.
But patience is its own reward.
Patience is its own reward?
Yeah. The reward of patience is patience.
Very good. That's a bit too cerebral for me right now. I want my contract. I want to start saving on electricity. I know I'm going to be the horrible gringo that uses even more electricity. Are we still all there? Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
So I got a lecture at the gas station yesterday, the ARCO. I told the guy I wanted 35 pounds of air in my tires, and he starts putting it, and he's going, it needed like 2 or 3
pounds of air.
Pounds is all. And he's adding air and adding air and adding air, and I'm going, no, stop, no. And he's going, see, this, and he's pointing to the gauge. It says 32, and I said, it's wrong. And he said to me, well, how long have you been in Mexico? Ooh. I said, enough. So then he had to proceed to let air out of the tire until it was back down from 40 to 35. I mean, he was just adamant that his gauge was correct. So if you go to a guy and he looks very old, but he's actually only 74, because he told me that too, go to a different one.
Okay.
For air.
It sounds like you also ought to carry around a gauge that you have confidence in.
Well, I do, and I was getting ready to pull it out, but I have a built-in gauge in my car. So I don't really need to do that. I just showed him in my car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fancy. I read somewhere that those kinds of gauges are now becoming standard in these newer model cars.
Yeah.
It is standard.
Yeah.
So is the automatic shut off at a stoplight or someplace. If you stop for longer than 30 seconds, the car shuts off and then starts back up when you give it gas. That is supposedly an energy saving feature.
Is that regardless of whether it's a hybrid car or not?
I do not have a hybrid.
Wow.
Just standard cars.
I have a button that I can push to turn it off, but I have to push the button every time I start the car. It's the most annoying feature ever.
You can't just put your foot on the accelerator and it starts up again?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, shoot.
But why shut it off? I mean, that's my whole thing. You're shutting it off and shutting it on, or turning it on, shutting it off, turning it on. It's very, very annoying.
I own at least one vehicle right now that if you shut it off, it might not turn back on.
Well, the people, when I asked Ford to please disable that for me, they said we can't. It's like an EPA thing.
Oh, so it's a federal thing now. So you've got that and air tires.
I don't know that I believe that, but yeah.
Yeah. In British Columbia right now, they've got 35-liter maximum fill up because all the supply lines are flooded. They've been having floods. They've had I think four storms in a row that have about 4 inches of rain every second day or something like that, and it's just everything is completely flooded. And rivers in the United States are actually bursting their banks and flowing across the border in a huge flood towards the Fraser River.
So
The
where is
Nooksack.
this? You're talking about them
In British
rationing
Columbia,
rationing
in our home
gas,
province.
right? In
Yeah,
BC.
they can't get gas into all the places because the Trans-Canada Highway is blocked with floods.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty bad. I'm glad we're not there.
So that must mean that there can't. Oh, this call is about to end. We should open up the next
right.
meet.
Ready to go.
And move over. I'll get it ready now. Oh, everybody just disappeared from that one. Call is about to end. See you on the other side. Way too smooth. We're all experts at this now. Am I coming through loud and clear? Testing 1 2. Testing. You guys hearing me? I hear Bill. Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me okay? I didn't change anything. Raise your hand if you can hear me. Is there a delay?
Everybody back?
I'm here. Jim, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, good. Judy, can you hear me? Excellent.
I can hear you.
Great, great. I'm
And
sorry. I
for-
guess I wasn't getting enough feedback. I couldn't tell whether you guys could hear me or not.
I had to go back to the email and join that way. I couldn't just click over and join it.
You know what I've done just to make it easy, because we're always using the same codes. If you can see my screen right now, I just stuck 2 bookmarks right here under a folder called Meet Code. So I've just got them handy. I don't have to go to the email at all or the document. They're just bookmarked. You can bookmark them just like your favorites and put them in a convenient place on today, just to make it
But I
easier.
used to be able just to go back and click on it in the same area that I would be now. I would just go and click on the new code and it would open.
I don't know. But I do know that the email I sent you guys out today had the wrong date on it, which is the exact same problem I had last week. I put the wrong date on it. I don't think it should affect your access, but it is a little confusing.
I'm having a little issue with my phone. I'm using my Samsung phone because my iPad doesn't do Google Meet.
Did you want to load up
And
Sonos on that? No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. Sure.
Well, I'm having a problem with my speaker because I cannot control the volume. Like, it is very, very loud. And I can't control it from the side. I tried going into settings, controlling the system. It's got 4 different volume things, and I can't make any of them control the meeting. So it's weird.
On the Samsung. And you know what? You were coming in and out for a while there, too. I wonder if that's related.
I don't know if it's the internet or what, but I couldn't. We've got 2 infinitum. One's a 5.0, the other's a 2.4.
Sure.
Maybe we had too many things logged into it or something. It told me I was unable to join. I was typing in the code right, everything. So it hooked up and it kept throwing me out off the internet.
Okay, so is it me or do others hear Cheryl kind of fading in and out? Her audio's kind of fading in and out.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Okay.
there's something happening on your end, almost enough for me to say, why don't you restart your phone and see if it goes away? Because it doesn't feel like any kind of feature. It feels like something failing.
Why can't you open Google Meet on your iPad?
Because you have to have a newer iOS than I have the capability of doing.
I thought you got a new iPad.
Bill is on it.
Oh,
That's me. It's my
I
iPad.
see.
I don't ever want to encourage fixing a problem by using a different device. I'd like to see the device you're using work correctly. But you can just throw money at problems. You could just go out and buy another device that's working correctly. I am curious why your audio issue is the way it is. And in my experience with Android, I would bet there's something that's just glitched. And I wouldn't be surprised if just rebooting the phone and it would work until the next time it just glitches.
And the video isn't good either. You're a little fuzzy.
Yeah, you've been in and out with both the audio and the video, but they're not related. Well, that's related.
I don't know. By next Tuesday, I will have my laptop set.
The fuzzy video
Excellent.
might have something to do with the rye last night.
Well, one of us had a too much rye.
Well, she was sure looking fuzzy to me.
There you go, Bill. We're all seeing Cheryl through your eyes. Well, what else do we have on the agenda in the agendaless meeting? We could talk about recommendations, or hey, I'll just mention again, we're still looking for subscribers to the YouTube channel. It has not budged. It's still at 35. If I can get it at 100, I can get a pretty name for it. So that's my goal, 100. If Cheryl, you're muted.
What are we at? How many do we have?
35.
There's a challenge for you.
Hey, I sent it to everybody I know. Not that my friends know how to do that, or subscribe, but I have sent it to them.
Yeah, I think an easy link to share with people, I'll double check and make sure it still works, would be YouTube SCC Club, YouTube scclub.org. And that should redirect to the channel. Copy that. Or fail miserably because you forgot to put another C in it. There. That should redirect to the channel at some point. Here it goes. I'll paste that into our in call messages. That is the channel, but not what I intended to paste. I meant to paste youtube.scclub.org. For me, this is an easy one to remember, youtube.scclub.org, because everything that we do ends up in scclub.org. And so when I'm trying to remember where the channel is now, because there is no pretty name, I use this redirect, youtube.scclub.org. It brings up our channel here. And damn it, we're actually looking at it as the producers. If you're looking at it as a guest, in the upper right-hand blue button would be a subscribe button. But because I'm the producer of it, it's got producer things going on in there. So if you haven't subscribed, please take a moment and subscribe to your favorite San Carlos Computer Club YouTube channel. It is your favorite, right? Out of all the San Carlos Computer Club channels, This one is the absolute best.
Yep.
No new gadgets anybody wants to talk about? No tech problems you've saved for today? Jim, did she get it printed?
I think so.
All right.
Carolyn says. Carolyn's sending her friends and relatives in England the year's news, so that's what she's doing.
Oh yeah? Is that like a Christmas letter?
Yeah.
He sounds like the most educated too.
Yeah, and it's quite an exciting day because our youngest grandson here, it's his birthday, and he's
Guys, I'm back now.
grandson.
I don't know what
He's,
happened. All of a sudden, we lost Juan's connection.
Scott, I was interested
Guys,
to
I'm
hear a
back
little bit
now.
more about the US TV now that Maggie was talking about.
I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, we lost Juan's connection. Jim, let's mute
Scott,
you.
I was interested to hear a little bit more.
Yeah, I think your speakers, you're much more delayed than I am. Than what I'm hearing here. I heard Dad's question, and then I heard it again through your speakers. I'm talking about Jim Cunningham, and so I've just muted you manually there. You were interested in the US TV Now. It's a service for channels. We've talked about it quite a bit in the past, but I think Maggie's the only one that's brought it up recently, and Fred, of course. And the one that she brought up that I always liked because you didn't have to pay for it was ustvgo.tv. We'll see if we can bring it up. Yeah, this is a channel list for US TV Go. We're really going to try and bring down our YouTube channel here. Let's see if I can open something.
While you're opening that, I just did a speed test on Juan, and I'm getting 76 and, hold on, what was the other one? And 50.
Yeah, I don't know what happened was I lost all connection to the internet, and now I'm back. So something happened. Is this it?
Well, it's very good right now.
Are you sure? Because I'm playing HBO on US TV Now, and it's really sucking up my internet. So I don't know why it's over here in this little corner, though. Well, maybe this is just an ad. You know, in fact, it's telling me
I am
should
sure
use
because
a
I just
VPN.
checked that that's what I was connected to.
Okay. You know what? I don't think I'm connected to it anymore. I think I'm connected to Telmex now. I'm getting that kind of performance. So if you're just wondering, I'm on the ustvgo.tv website pulling up ABC, which it's trying really hard.
About 20% since just the beginning of November, and that is before
you guys
any
can't
official
hear it,
sign
but
of this new variant that has just been mentioned. It has no name.
But it has a name, but look, this is still top of mind, and it was important enough that the president came out, spoke about it yesterday from the White House. You were listening to that. You were part of our special coverage here at ABC.
That's right.
What jumped at it?
And we covered it here, David Muir leading the special report, and afterwards I commented on President Biden's remarks about Omicron variant. So here's basically what he said in his press conference. Number one, he addressed the issue of travel restrictions. He defended saying that really they're just in place to buy us time for people to get vaccinated.
When I first clicked on it, and it gave me a message to use their VPN. It did have a link to ustvgo.tv/VPN. Download the best VPN service. So it looks like they are just an advertiser for VPNs. But there's a lot of channels here. If it looks like a good source for news. I'm bringing it up MSNBC right now. This is actually easier than I was expecting it to be given what we're doing. Having the meeting in streaming.
They prepared for this moment. They've been closely tracking it, and that we're at a much different place as a country to be able to deal with whatever comes now than we were a year ago. But I think, Chuck, the much better comparison is to what happened when the Delta variant.
Oh, and it froze up. Actually, I expect it to be freezing and jittering on me because my computer is overwhelmed with what we're working on. This meeting. So, Pop, did you have a specific question about it? About the ustvnow.com?
Well, we're just trying to think through how we have the TV set up in the kitchen at our house in Anchorage, so Mom could get news out there in the kitchen, and we just wouldn't need to be having TV at all. We could do it just with live streaming. We're trying to get away from the use of television.
Not from watching, but from paying.
You know what you could do, if you remember your place in San Carlos, you had an HDMI splitter. The TV in the kitchen, I don't think it supports HDMI, so I think that's part of your solution is dealing with HDMI connections on a device that doesn't support HDMI. The kitchen TV, if I remember right, it's like a 720p. It's like one of the original flat screens.
Probably. Yeah, we were wondering if we might be better off just getting a smart TV out there.
Well, it'd sure be an easier fix.
Remember, Scott, what you just said. Don't go spending money for a new device if you can make the old one work somehow.
I did not say that.
Yes, you did.
I wouldn't buy these. Judy, I wouldn't buy these. I'm surprised I'm even trying to make them work.
Bye, guys.
See ya, Judy.
Does Judy have some of those Sonos?
No, she's just tired of hearing about them. Yeah, Pop, I think because of the age of the screen that you have, it makes things so much more complicated. If your screen just had an HDMI cable connector, then it would be as simple as splitting whatever you're doing in the living room to go over to that TV with an HDMI splitter like you had in. Well, what's made it so convoluted and complicated is we've got a couple of different devices there that's converting signals to a coaxial cable so that it can go over. And so it really limits your options of what you can do there. Whereas a small smart TV could fit in there, and many of the things you want to do would just be on the device through Wi-Fi. And you just give up on that coaxial connection between the two TVs.
Yeah, that sounds good. So I think that's where we're at right now. We've always appreciated that TV, but it is pretty old. So
yeah, I like the size. I have trouble getting rid of stuff that's working, but it should be working for you. It shouldn't require somebody like me to come over and attach a dozen different adapters, charge you for the adapters and the work, when out of the box the thing would just work if it was a newer model.
Well, on the other hand, we've always really appreciated your rates with us. Thank you, Scott.
Yeah. I didn't mean the capital I. I meant the general IT guy. Shouldn't require the IT guy to get TV on a TV set.
All right.
But I'm happy to help.
Okay. Well, thanks.
Bill, you look like you're lounging in Mexico.
I am. I'm sitting here looking out over the water, watching the pelicans dive. It's very entertaining watching them dive. But yeah, I got all kinds of things to admire over here.
We've still got a little bit time left in this meeting. If people have recommendations, I've actually come with a couple of different recommendations, not just TV and movies. But for those of you that own Android devices, I have been using an application since Richard. I got to give Richard the credit. You remember my buddy that would come in and help me with the cameras?
Yes.
Richard turned me on to an app for Android called DevCheck. 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 It's an open source application you can download into your device, and it really just opens up, it reveals all the different intricacies of your device. It will show you what operating system, how much memory you have, what kind of storage you have, the processor you have, all your different sensors, and it'll actually check a number of the sensors as you're running it. So you can see things like your accelerometer. You can check and see if that's working correctly for your compass. Your GPS will give a reading. It'll tell you all your Wi-Fi antennas and show you signal strengths through in the area that you're in. DevCheck is just this very inclusive, what can my device do program. And I don't have a good recommendation on the Apple side of things. But for Android, this seems to be it. It's a free application that shows information about your device, hardware, and operating system. An app to reveal the innards of your device. Oh, wait, I wrote that. Anyway. I know I wrote it because reveal's spelled wrong.
Tell me the name of the app again, please.
DevCheck. Here, I'm going to put it with bad spelling and everything. Copy right into our in-call meet. This is a link to the ElementalX, you'll see, .org is actually one of these groups that makes a installable ROM for a number of different phone manufacturers out there, Samsung models and Google Pixel models. And so they make a replacement operating system for those. And I couldn't tell you, I couldn't make a recommendation one way or not if that's something to pursue, if you notice that your equipment is on their list. But what you definitely, if you've got an Android device, you want to take a look at this program they make called DevCheck. So they host this program. You see that link there, Cheryl? Mm-hmm. On your, you can find it in your Android store, so you don't have to go anywhere except the Google Play Store to download it. And it will just reveal all this information about the device in your hand. Battery wear, battery life, what kind of health the battery is in, any records that are being kept track of in a timely basis, like the programs that have been running in the system. It's just very comprehensive. And so that is an app recommendation from me. And it's meant to balance out the Sonos app non-recommendation, because I don't want anybody to download Sonos. But here is just like the home screen of the
I've got the dashboard up on my phone. I just downloaded it. And
Oh,
it's got a percentage running of MB used. How many? Oh, okay.
Right, and you scroll up and it shows you even more data. And then
66% of
along
my
the top
RAM.
are file tabs. So the dashboard's there, but you could flip over to hardware. And here is my manufacturer of the CPU chip. Right, so you can look up that chip if you need to. What else do we... Oh, I'm flashing all over the screen. I'm sorry, guys. Let me turn this thing off. Stop that. Close. Okay. So this is all information specific to the CPU in my device. The resolution capabilities of my device.
I just went to location and allowed it. Somebody asked where I was living. Maybe it was you, James. I'm at latitude 27.954, longitude. It's all right here. The altitude is 15.5 meters.
Under the battery, it says health good, voltage, capacity. So I was never concerned about looking at this kind of application until Richard recommended it. It took me a while to even take it seriously, but it has since proven to be very helpful because occasionally something's not working and I start looking at why it might not be working and discover that there's some system requirement that I have to go and see if it satisfies. And many times that's the reason it's not working, is I discovered that the device won't satisfy the system requirements. A list of all the apps. Oh, and the list of sensors. That alone's very interesting. Temperature sensors, accelerometers, magnetic field sensors, orientation sensors. Here's temperatures. If you think your phone's getting hot, maybe you want to just verify that. If my phone was hot, I'd go into dev check and go under temperatures and scroll down this list of thermostats and see if anything is pushing really hot temperatures. I'm looking at my phone now, everything's below 40 degrees Celsius, and I know from experience, as long as it's not boiling water, I'm pretty good. So if it's under 100, I'm probably pretty good. That's just the rule of thumb. You don't want equipment that gets hot enough to boil water. That's just bad juju. Here's the gyroscope sensor. You see how I'm able to test and see how the gyroscope responds to my behavior. I'll just sit still so you can see the comparison. So that's real-time sensor data coming out of your phone. What's a little spooky is that can translate into stuff. I mean, when you're aware of how sensitive that accelerometer information is, you can actually convert that into usable data. There have been projects to hack devices based on the sensor data being able to recognize what your passcode was because of the way it jostles in your hand. Anyway, that is my recommendation for an app for your Android device for today, November 30th, the last meeting of November. I also did bring a couple of TV show recommendations. Has anybody else got something they'd like to include on the list of recommendations?
don't know if I mentioned it last week. We've been watching Maid, M-A-I-D.
Oh.
And it's on Netflix. And don't be discouraged by the first two slow episodes. Carolyn was ready to trash it after the first one, but we persevered.
Yuya has gotten into it, and I sit down every once in a while and watch it. It's an excellent show. Cheryl, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's okay. I binged it over a couple of days, and yeah, I really enjoyed that one. Maid was quite good, and I'm going to reassess one that I slammed when it first came out, was The Bray.
You're still watching it? I'm still watching it. I haven't told anybody until just now. I'm still watching it.
Yeah, it's sort of like a little confession time. Yes, I keep getting dragged into it again. The acting is still so awful.
It's so bad.
It's got me.
That's brave.
the name again, Cheryl?
The one Cheryl's talking about? It's Bray. It's a play on the Bray tar pits.
Yeah.
B-R-E-A.
The Bray. B-R-E-A. The Bray. And
Was
it's
it
a weekly show. I've been.
Yeah, it's La Bray. Like La Brea tar pits.
Oh,
La Brea.
Oh, that's about the.
L-A space B-R-E-A.
We haven't even tried that because we kept hearing such bad things about it. So that's encouraging.
Well, no, Cheryl's not wrong. Go ahead, Cheryl.
It's got bad acting, and it's like this dramatic music plays, before the person speaks, and everything is done into the camera, just very, very dramatic, and just kind of deep breaths before they speak, and it is like a exercise in poor acting.
It really
is it
does.
on Netflix?
Oh, where is
it?
It's
on a TV. It's a TV series now. I think it's on CTV or Global.
I think in the States it's on the Sci-Fi Network. The premise of the show is that throughout time there have been these rifts in time and space that connect the modern world to prehistoric age. And gosh, I could just give it all away, couldn't I, Cheryl? It's the only good part about it. Is the details they've put into this kind of storyline. It's the acting is very bad, but they've put such detail into how this could be that you're able to buy into it. It's not disassociating. They found a way that you can grab hold of it really easy as a concept. Whereas it is a real fantastic. I mean, I'm afraid to just. I'll give away stuff if I talk about it too long, and that's the only good thing about it. Is the stuff that I could give away.
That's a very cute hat.
But I'm still watching it. It's kept me entertained. Maybe for interpersonal dynamics in a situation, maybe it's worth watching for that to see how people tribe together or become a community. I mean, some of that stuff is interesting. But yeah, the show starts with a group of people falling through this rift that takes them back to prehistoric times. And then it's all a matter, you're flashing forward and backwards through time as the people in the future are trying to rescue the people that were lost to the past.
Sounds interesting. Sandy and I wanted to support the recommendation of Maid. We were really impressed with that show.
Yeah, I've been impressed with it. I found it very interesting. She deals with real problems for people that are struggling to make ends meet with very little background. No real skills. Having a kid, having a broken relationship.
So going 2 steps forward and then 2 steps back, also really, like it's just so much the way life is. You get up a little bit and then crashing down, and how self-destructive our emotions are. We make our decisions not through logic, but making emotional decisions and then having them bite you. It's quite realistic. And I also liked she's a trained dancer. The actress who plays Alex. Oh. And so when you see her do little dance steps with her daughter, you can really see that. Kind of neat.
Well, that's interesting. So do you know the actress from other shows or TV or movies?
No, I just it's Andy McDowell's real daughter, the one who plays her mom.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, if you look at pictures of Andy about the same age, they look very much alike, actually.
And she just plays an amazing character in that show.
Yeah, doing it for her daughter. Her daughter, I think, was invited her into the part.
Well, that's very cool.
He's wonderful at it.
That's the only one of the only times I've watched Annie McDowell that I've enjoyed her, and I did not realize that the maid was her daughter. That is very interesting to hear.
Yeah, it takes me by surprise too. I didn't realize that. I'm sure you'll find that interesting.
Between them are just fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, I've been watching the new Dexter New Blood. I don't know if you guys ever watched the original Dexter. But it's an easy one to recommend. We started it going, we don't know what to think of this. It's been so many years since this character has been played. He has to play the character as an older character, right? And a lot of changes in that character's life from the original series. And if you watch the original series, it got pretty far out there. He was basically on the run at the end, hopefully not getting associated with all those murders. Well, I think he's done a great job of sculpting Dexter playing a guy in hiding under another name in another life. And it's fascinating because this series, and I don't know how long this series will last, but if you watched Dexter before, it really got to the point where every episode was him killing somebody in a serial killer way. It was just every episode you expected somebody to die under his hands in his way. And what's interesting about this story is he's not in a large community like a Miami-Dade community where deaths can just get lost in the rubble of regular life, people passing away, getting lost. He's in a small mountain town, like a Colorado or Alaska type town where every neighbor knows each other. And he lets his devil out for one moment. And now we're deep into this series, and it's the only dead guy. There's no one else. The whole show is the repercussions of him deciding that this one guy is worth killing. So it's a little bit of a twist on Dexter as you know him, but it's been a great show, and so it's an easy recommendation. I think it's on Showtime if you're looking for a legitimate source for it. I think we're watching it on Streamio.
Yeah, we've been watching it on Radiosity, and we have really been impressed. It's got a very high rating, and it's extremely well done. And watching him deal with not killing as if he was trying to quit drinking, an alcoholic that was trying to quit drinking or something. It's just, and there's lots of surprises in the show. And what threw me was when I went to start it, it made reference to the first season. And I thought, gee, am I in the right place? And then I realized they've given a totally different name with what do they call it? New blood or something like that?
That's right. They're treating it as a completely first season. Dexter New Blood, like a spin-off from the original. New Blood. A subplot in this is you get to know. Well, I don't want to give it away. I'm sorry. I was gonna say, and now I won't. Now I won't. You definitely are gonna watch it, and you're gonna enjoy all the surprises that come around. You know, another drama that we've been watching, I know my folks have as well, is, and I don't know, I can't remember if I've mentioned this or not, but it's a new Michael Keaton on Hulu called Dope Sick. And if I haven't mentioned it before, this is really the story of Purdue Pharma and the opioid crisis, the beginning of the opioid crisis in the United States. And it flashes backwards and forwards through time as when the Oxycontin was being marketed and being prescribed as a safe, non-addictive drug. And you watch as this community becomes addicted to Oxycontin and the ways that it happens. As you're flash forwarding forward to investigations into it, even farther forward to watch as new investigations go into it as previous investigations failed. As you flash back to see how Purdue Pharma and Richard Sackler was handling the experience. It actually prompted me to go out and find a YouTube video of Sackler's testimony, because the oddities of the guy playing the character I found fascinating. I wanted to see if this actor is really portraying the actual Richard because he has something. He has some kind of Asperger's or something, and he absolutely does. You go and watch him in real life, and it's a very fair portrayal to the way he behaves personally. He's very disassociated, very unemotional. He's very, I mean, this didn't come out in his actual testimony, but in the story you learn that he's very profit and success driven, with disregards for the collateral damage of his decisions. Is there anyone else out there that's seen this Dope Sick? Michael Keaton plays a doctor that ends up an addict. And what a powerful portrayal he has. He's just an amazing actor to watch. It's so funny to think that he started out as a comedian. He's so proven himself to be so much more than just somebody that tells jokes. I've got some sci-fi recommendations. I know we were talking about La Brea, but I've actually got some. If you guys are interested, we've started watching
Just before you do that, Scott.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Cheryl.
We were watching Only Murders in the Building. And I'm not sure if we finished the series or if it's more coming, or just wondered if anybody was still watching.
No, I think we're done with it. We thought it was awesome. I think it's gotten higher reviews. I bet they could do a sequel to it. Only Murders in the Building.
I'm pretty sure that I read there's a second season coming.
I was going to say it was successful enough that I think they could just choose whether they want to do another. Yeah, here it is.
Yeah,
I just
we
found
really
it
enjoyed it.
On November 2nd. It was posted that Hulu announced on Twitter a month after season 1 finale that Only Murders will be returning for a second season.
Okay.
It's fun to listen to Steve Martin. It's Steve Martin's brainchild. If you listen to an interview with him about it, it's really funny because what he describes is a show of a bunch of old guys that are true crime enthusiasts that want to solve murders, but they don't want to have to go too far away from where they live. So they are only solving murders in the building. It was supposed to be three old guys, three old duffers that don't want to go anywhere. So if a murder happens in their building, then they're apt to solve it. But outside their building, that's a little too far to go. One of the old duffers was replaced with Selena Gomez, and that's probably a plus in making it even more popular. Well, if there aren't any other recommendations, I'll do my sci-fi ones. On Netflix, there's an anime that's been turned into...
Please do.
It's been turned into a live-action TV series, and Yuya and I can't stop watching it. It's called Cowboy Bebop. Many from my generation are aware of it, just whether they've seen it or not. Very pop culture with my generation. Anime, mini TV shows, anime movie, anime books, but all anime, all animation. But this is a live action, and the lead protagonist is played by John Cho, who is probably best known for Harold and Kumar movies and playing Sulu in the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies. This is a show that is very stylized in space, in a time period where the Earth has broken up to many different civilizations in space. You don't really get to know what's going on, but you visit areas like asteroid clusters with atmosphere domes, and it's Tijuana. And so I'm left with the impression the Earth exploded after they had already come up with a way to preserve some of the physical sites. It's very stylized. The technology is very stylized. The music is exceptional. They have chosen jazz throughout every episode. Even the fight scenes are choreographed with jazz. It's not New Orleans, but very free-form jazz. And it just adds this very interesting air to the programming. It's fast-witted. It's got some of their own kind of like a Blade Runner feel to it when they use their own language of things. It's got a very Oriental or Asian slant, where that wasn't a slant. I'm sorry. Where you're dealing with Asian words and culture. It is anime from Japan, so it's got that kind of background to it. But he does a great job, and just for the martial arts, it's very funny. The jokes are very funny. The action is great. But you get seeped, just immersed into this world. They've just done this awesome job of costume. They must have spent a ridiculous amount of money to do this. I suspect, I'm not somebody that has watched or read the anime. I'm aware of it because I have friends that are way into it. And I suspect that they would be disappointed with how much I enjoy this show because it's not accurate to the original anime. But I don't care in these circumstances. I say the same thing to the Stephen King fans that like to read the books. All it does is ruin the movie. I am very happy with this TV show. I think it's awesome.
What's it called again, Scott?
It's called Cowboy Bebop. And
Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop, and the protagonists run around in a spaceship as bounty hunters, and they each have their own backstory that you get into as you get deeper into the episodes. Their history percolates to the surface and affects each one of the episodes that you're in. They're supposed to be the best at what they do, though. Are you ready for another off-the-wall sci-fi recommendation? This one is animation. And so I don't want that, if you're a sci-fi fan, I don't want that to be the reason you don't try this. It's called Final Space. They're in their 4th season. I've never recommended it before because it's a cartoon. But what I find amazing about this show is that though it's a cartoon and there's a lot of humor in it, they take themselves very seriously. They tell very dramatic plot lines. They have very believable cliffhangers that you're on. There are many times you're staring at this cartoon and wondering, why am I angry? Why am I about to cry? Why isn't this funny right now? Because it is all seeped in humor. But they've done such a great job of fleshing out this. And the story must have existed before they started this show, because where we've ended up from where we began, I would not let the first couple of episodes stop you from continuing the show. It just keeps growing and growing and growing. And it's really well done. I wouldn't be surprised in the future if we don't see a live action Final Space show in the making. Maybe for my kids' generation, when they're my age, they'll be watching a live action version of this show. It's just so well done. Say that again?
Who carries it?
I think you can watch, at least in the U.S. and Mexico, I think you can watch at least the first three seasons on Netflix. It is a TBS production. So if you have access to TBS, then I think that you are, and they're releasing them weekly. So the latest season comes out. But you know what? I think they've released all the seasons all the episodes for the last season. I'm not sure where TBS is putting stuff other than Netflix. But it's definitely worth giving a shot. It's I'm just always impressed, and they're cartoons. They're 30 minutes, so it's not hard to get 3 or 4 episodes in to decide whether you're going with it. Well, thank you for tolerating me for the last hour with very few tech topics and some crazy sci-fi recommendations. I think our meeting is coming to an end, and I'm happy to have the 7 of us still here. We've got about 9 minutes left. We could call this a free-for-all dog pile of topics. Anybody want to shout anything out? I hope everybody's in good health and happy. But I think we're on the wind down of our meeting.
You said it was the last Tuesday of November meeting, and it's the first of our San Carlos meetings.
That's right.
I'm glad you guys made it so safely there. It looks like a nice spot. I've checked out La Bonita on, and it's a great seafront there.
Yeah.
Cheryl, you guys are there, and I know Judy's there, and there's been talk about wanting to get some in-person meetings going. I think I'm into it. I'm not sure how to integrate it, but I'm starting to come up with some ideas of how we could keep this live section going, as well as, I mean, it might even require somebody off-site. Like, I could imagine Cheryl right now at the meeting, recording the meeting, but I would need somebody like me here to keep the stream going for everything else that I'm doing. But I'm seeing this as being a potential, and I'm wondering if we don't tentatively plan for after the first of the year of trying to do an in-person meeting in San Carlos. I think I'm hesitant only because of the new Omni variant of this. Well, what are they calling it? I can only say Omicron, is that it?
Yeah, yeah.
The just because it's the latest news to come out, and they're saying, just we got to watch, we got to learn, but maybe over the next month.
First two Canadian are in Ottawa right here.
Oh, really? You know, personally, I was a little disappointed with the travel ban. I didn't feel like it was a good decision the first time around. I tend to agree with what I read with the scientists that are saying it's probably already in the United States. It's probably already everywhere, and it's just not getting checked for. And what we're going to do is we're going to see it take over as being the dominant over the Delta variant. And they're scared of the number of mutations they're seeing in this. It's much higher than it was for the other variants that they were concerned about. I saw some headline that said that the Moderna's, I take in mind, take it with a grain of salt. It's from the head of a pharmaceutical company, but he said it was like the, what was it, the trifecta, or not, it wasn't three things. He used some words to say it was like the greatest of all time. If you were going to build a virus that was nastier and dangerous and willing to and ready to get past our vaccines, this is the one that could do it. But everything is take it with a grain of salt because they don't know, and that's what the news is right now. More mutations they've ever seen. They have no idea how it's going to affect people until it starts affecting people, until they start taking numbers on it. And so I think it's reasonable for us to think about having an in-person meeting maybe after the first of the year and just keep on top of what our regulations are here in San Carlos. We're good right now. Right now we're green. Guaymas is green. So I think it's a realistic thing that we could be doing.
Well, I want to get there in January.
We hope to see you. Fred, what were you going to add?
Well, on topics, I do Raspberry Pis and I do camera stuff. Do we include that in our topics, or is there anybody else that's interested besides me?
Hey, Fred, I think we're all interested in camera stuff. And
Raspberries are my fave.
Raspberry Pi is referring to a platform of development that runs operating systems. It's basically a computer. It's a hobbyist's computer, but they sell for under $100. And I sure don't mind giving attention to it because that's kind of what we do. I'm very interested in any Raspberry Pi topics you have, Fred. And like I said, you might be seeing me show off a Raspberry Pi audio interface for the Sonos system, since I've got two of these bullshit speakers that I am going to use.
Well, we have a new piece of technology. We have a new piece of technology that we have yet to unpack, but I'm working on it. And we have a, what do you call it? A robot, a drone.
Oh, you got a drone. All right.
I'm looking forward to doing some video and learning how to fly the damn thing so that I don't sink it in the bottom of the ocean. I bought a 1-year insurance policy that would have replaced it completely, but I bought it with the plan of bringing it last year, and we didn't get here. So I extended the warranty, so it is insured, so if it ends up in the water, you know, I supposedly get another one. But, you know, the goal is to learn how to fly it, to learn how to take some video, and then I'm going to be talking to everybody about what video streaming and stuff can I do with it.
That's awesome. I would recommend you have a plan for retrieval, because I bet it's hard to get the warranty on something you don't have in your hands.
Well, we've got a seal in this bay, so maybe I can get the sea lion or seal or whatever he is trained to do that.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Lessons, Bill.
Maybe Cheryl, you'd have video to share with us during one of our meetings at some point.
Well, the goal is to have some video of dolphins, because I can't take a picture of a dolphin know-how. I've tried many times on many cruises, and I'm not capturing them very well, but I'm thinking video is the answer.
Well, I think drones are great, cameras are great. I'm really interested in Raspberry Pi stuff. I think you guys could be too, because it's a good platform for home security or Internet of Things devices. What else is good? I think Windows 11 topics would be good if anybody out there's gotten a new computer, either a Macintosh or Windows 11. It would be nice to hear input and frustrations and things you like about them. I think those are all up for grabs for topics for the Computer Club. And again, I share a document with all of you folks at some point during the week, and you are welcome to amend it with any topic you'd like to talk about. I try to leave a questions section in there, just if you have any question, if there's something you're trying to do, trying to solve, you're thinking about it, go to the document I shared and just leave it there. If it looks like an urgency, you might find it answered before we even have club. We are on the last few minutes. We are on the last minute. I'm going to say goodbye. Everyone have an awesome week. Those of you in San Carlos, maybe I'll run into you. Until then, tech on. Adios, friends and family. Until next week. Thank you for being here, Fred.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks for being here, Pop. Cheryl. Have a good week. Oh, and the call is about to end. This is everybody disappearing. Bang, we're off. We're off. Well, that was a good meeting. Little light for topics. But the show must go on. You know, it is. We're coming off the back of Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and that seems to be most of the tech topics for the last week. So we were a little light for topics. Earlier on, I noticed that I had not flipped the video feed over to the Sonos rant I had gone on, but you guaranteed that's in the podcast. So if you're still with me now and you're curious what the whole Sonos thing is about, later this week I'll publish the podcast from today's meeting, and the beginning of it will be a Sonos rant. Until next week, you all have a great time and tech on.